Good evening, everyone, and it's stormy for still lots of places in Chatham County, but we're going to track Tropical Storm Gordon here first, unless anybody objects, and I'll ask anybody on here. Shirley Gillison, Pam, Kathy, how are you? Blenda, Judy, Paige. Hey, Paige, how are you? Susie Johnson says hello. Hello back at you. Leanne Rogers, had a good day at work taking care of some folks that I love most at the CNA. I'm a CNA at the nursing home. Well, you are just awesome. It takes a special kind of person to work at a nursing home. All right, and Allison Harbert and Kira Warner, Shannon Kunkel, Valerie McDonald, and Tamika McAfee, Rocksteady, nice name, and Julie Henry, Brandy Harmon, hello. All right, I'll get to more hellos in a minute. Let's go ahead and track Tropical Storm Gordon right now, which is rapidly pulling away from southwest Florida, so that's good news. I was keeping in contact with some people that I used to work with down there. I used to work in Fort Myers. It was my first television station, and my first trial by fire went with Hurricane Charlie, a Category 4 that came ashore in Port Charlotte, just about 14 miles north of Fort Myers. So that was our viewing area. So anything that comes that close, everybody just really pays attention to down there, but rapidly pulling away from southwest Florida. And let's put a ruler here. So in the last, let's see, the 5 o'clock update. So 4 hours, it's moved away from the coast about 60 miles, center of circulation. So that's good, and it's compact enough that those winds are not making it there anymore, but the rain is. So as we head into Wednesday, very early in the morning, most likely around midnight, Tuesday night, or Wednesday morning, however you'd like to say it, this will make landfall. This is going to be a Cat 1. It could be on the higher end scale of a Cat 1. This could escalate quickly. It's moving. It's got a fast forward motion. That's good. It's not going to sit and spin in the Gulf, and it's not going to sit and spin once it makes landfall. So this is going to be picked up by a cold front, actually. It's going to go up through Oklahoma toward Omaha, and then be picked up by a cold front, and eventually actually be a rainmaker for the Midwest and Chicago heading into Saturday and Sunday. Let's go ahead and take a look at hi from Wilmington Island, Patty Riley Mallison. Let's take a look at Florence. Now, Teddy, if you could take me full, in all seriousness, Florence is still in the Atlantic about 500 miles away from Bermuda on Saturday. All right, we've been talking about this general turn to the north. But it may not, all right? And at this point in time, you're talking about a week out, less than a week out, where it is here on Saturday, and it's really anybody's guess at this point. Our Bermuda high may break down, may recede into the Atlantic, giving it a more westerly track. I have seen the European models, and it takes it to North Carolina. But we're going to stick with the National Hurricane Center on this because the models are really all over the place, and this is the general consensus. All right, so what we do know, Florence will be a storm still on Saturday at 3 o'clock. It bears watching. I know I left you here on Friday saying it's going to be a fish storm. Well, so far it has been, and it's taking its sweet time, but the track, a little bit of uncertainty when and where it actually may, a lot of iffy, may, woulda, coulda, shoulda here, make landfall, okay? It could very well remain a fish storm, which is great. Fish, it only affects fish. That's why we say it remains in the Atlantic, a fish storm. So keep your eye on Florence, maybe a quote-unquote surprise storm. That's why we track it from beginning to the end, all right? We're not going to discount Florence. And let's talk about, and I hear the heavy rain over above, and so I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about this area in the tropics, a tropical wave that will actually kind of catch up with where Florence is now. And it has a 40% chance of development in the next 5 days, and it will most likely be Helene. That is the next name on our hurricane list. Tropical storm hurricane, but as the next storm on our list, and that's going to be Helene. All right, let's talk about the radar. I can hear it coming down over the Chatham Parkway studios. And so the heaviest stuff is really making its way out of. Now, if I put the Jacksonville radar on, it's going to look a lot worse than it actually is. But let's, for all intents and purposes, let's just do now. And so the storm is making its way through Wayne County and heading toward Baxley, but the lightning has diminished greatly with this as it made its way out of Glenn County, so that's good. This one right here through Chatham and southern portions of Jasper and Beaufort counties is just relentless. So this is what we call training. We've seen these waves of showers and storms continuously to stream onshore, basically in the same spot. So when we say training, we mean like if you train, there's two ways of thought. Training for a marathon, you run your route, you get your body used to it, but you continuously run that route, right? Or training, I always thought like train tracks. There is a line in the atmosphere that has been set, and these tracks are going to continue, these storms are going to continue to roll along these tracks. So let's talk about the lightning, and I'll slice this storm in half from Savannah to about Defusky. And 30,000 feet, so these storms do not have hail, but they have some pretty intense rainfall rates. So if I go back here and I see the estimated rainfall, and that doesn't help, hang on, my tilt is like full on tilt. So can I get a like? Can I get a whoop whoop? Can I get a what? For people who actually enjoyed the rain for Skidaway, enjoyed the rain for the South Side, for Magnolia Park, Wilmington, Whitmarsh, Tybee. I mean, this is some good rain for you guys. Kind of missed out on it in Richmond Hill, though there were some gusty winds earlier with this. And don't be surprised as this continues to come on shore if you do get a like a really gusty wind. Very few and far between, but I was watching a couple of spots in Midtown. We had a 40-mile-per-hour wind gust, and even in Richmond Hill, which didn't get a lot of rain, had a good wind gust as well. All right, right. See lots of things down here. Want to know more about the Atlantic, okay? You're Annette Jones, if you're still watching, you're fine next weekend, okay? Do you see how this is still in the Atlantic on Saturday, still well east of Bermuda? So have a great time in North Carolina. Hello, Martin, how are you? So I guess it's too early to get the blow-up mattress out. Neighbors don't really like when I go down the road in an airboat. I think you're good for now, Toby, okay? Okay? Always be prepared, but it is a little early to get the air mattress out, okay? Hello from Bamberg, South Carolina. How are you? Thank you so much for joining this Facebook Live, Ben. We don't do this for WFXG, but if you have any specific questions about Bamberg, ask away. Hello, Altavita Inabenet. What a great name. Hey, from soggy Wilmington Island. I know, Patty. So are you digging the rain? It's good for your kind of brown lawns. I did see some brown lawns as I was on Wilmington this weekend. Savannah been storming all day. South Side, yeah, I know it was not a very good Labor Day for some, but others were okay. Hey, Chad, how are you? Exactly. So Wilmington got the rain, and no real rain in Rincon either. So it was very spotty, very concentrated in one area, and Rincon didn't really. When normally it's Effingham, it's Scriven County, and it's, let's say, Jessup. So, and Brunswick. Can't forget Brunswick. Highway 17, yep, Natasha, Emily Rose, poor power workers trying to repair the power in Pooler. Oh no, Lucinda. Yeah, that stinks. I'm sorry for them. Yahoo! All right. And hello, hello. All right, anybody have any other questions, perhaps? Let's go ahead and go through our hour by hour, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and step back to the wall and talk about this right here. Is this going to go for me? No, I'll have to do it myself. Sometimes I'm on a different computer tonight. So let's play this out, and we'll probably be done by midnight, okay? I know it's 9 o'clock, but we'll probably be done by midnight. And hopefully no flooding issues, get a downpour, you get a break. We're getting a slight break here at the studio. And then most likely dry overnight. We'll stop it here. Roadways, sidewalks, wet 4 a.m. Darien, Hinesville. And then you may need to give your little one an umbrella heading to the bus stop if you live in Darien, if you live in Brunswick, if you live in Jessup. Maybe even if you live in Beaufort, not south of the Broad. If you're in Bluffton, you may be okay. It's a fine line. But just be prepared for some morning sprinkles and that get back to work mentality of Tuesday, like half asleep, not paying attention. I feel like Tuesdays after a holiday can be a little hairy on the roadways. Please take care. We're not done with this rain just yet. And it is tropical in nature, all right? So I'll show you the big picture. So you're going to get these, let's just call it what it is. It's a far-reaching outer band. All right, do you see that? So center of circulation moving well away from Southwest Florida, so good for them. But you're getting that moisture all the way up in here, right? So that kind of put a damper on our holiday. But let's go back to, so we stopped it at 7 o'clock. And here we are at 11, and I think this is not going to be any downpour specifically in Rincon, but very spotty showers. I don't think the thunder just yet. And in the afternoon, it's going to be moving quickly inland, and it's not going to be as wet. It is not going to be as wet tomorrow, okay? Have to be at St. Joe tomorrow at 11:45. Thank you. Yes, Sarah Cantrell, thunder and pooler, absolutely. So let me go back and just, this is a snapshot of what it could look like, 11:45. So say if you're coming down 21, 516, you may have to use your windshield wipers once or twice, but very spotty, not heavy rain. I think you're going to be okay, Donna. Give yourself some extra time, lots of traffic, doesn't even have to do with weather, but after a holiday, it just seems wild. It just does, it seems wild. Get mosquito control ready after this rain. Hey Valerie, you're welcome. Manassas is here. How is the weather? Pretty quiet for your neck of the woods in Manassas. Let me get over there. And this line is really, I don't think it's going to make it to you. It's somewhere around here. There it is. Gotcha. Gotcha. So rain may make it to Manassas, but it looks like it's going to stay to the east for the most part. And this stuff down here is going to head toward Baxley, Hazelhurst, and then work off. Okay? Is Beaufort, South Carolina going to get thunderstorms? No. No. You see that right here? That's going to continue to work to the north, to the west-northwest. But it would be a stretch to take it all the way to Beaufort. Hello, Jose. What will the weather be like here in Hinesville, Ludowici? I think you're going to be, a spotty shower can't be ruled out for Hinesville, Ludowici, but not as stormy as it is in Savannah and to the south of you. And rain for Baxley. Yes, it is. The next round is on its way to you, sir. Yes, more cowbell. Yeah. What's up, Bonnie? How are you? Thanks for joining from Darien. And any other, is the power, I think it is, Bruce. I think it is. Sean, no, she does the morning show. It would be a stretch for her to be on that show. But that's very nice. I'll tell her that. She's my best friend. All right, cool. Any other questions about anything else? Tropical rain, tropical systems. So, yes, we're going to get some more rounds. We're not quite done. You can see these rounds coming in, not as heavy as the last one. So this next round, still aiming for Highway 80, I-16, but not as heavy as this one that just passed, okay? And not any one city is done for the evening, okay? Stephen, too much riding with Faith Equestrian tomorrow. I think you will, Kathy. I think you will, okay? You have a very good chance of... Yes, so this rain and Pooler, you're going to get a break in the next 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But then more, let me stop the loop, but then more on the way, Randall, okay? But this doesn't have any lightning associated with it in the Atlantic, so good news there. Are there any hurricanes brewing this next week? Oh, Patricia, Jeannie Dukarski, are you watching this? Is it next week or this next week? We had a very interesting conversation between friends in Rincon. The Jamestown landing. Is it this week? Is it So, Patricia, any hurricanes brewing this next week? This coming fall? It's a very, very general question. Let me just leave you with this, okay? So, Patricia, we do have a hurricane that will make landfall east of New Orleans, New Orleans, however you want to say it, Tuesday into Wednesday, okay? Then we need to watch Florence very carefully, okay? Most model consensus takes Florence into the northern Atlantic, but it's going to take a while. Lots of things can happen between Saturday, the 6th, is it 7th, 8th, whatever, and September 11th. Watch for September 11th through the 13th to see where Florence may go, all right? But right now, we're going to go with the National Hurricane Center, okay? Because nobody really knows what Florence is going to do. And this storminess right here that's going to make its way toward where Florence is now has a 40% chance of development in the next 5 days. And that will most likely be Helene. And I've seen a couple of models take that into the Gulf, honestly. A couple of models take it into the Gulf, okay? No, Cole. Heading for a cruise on September 8th. Patricia Nelson. So my friends have their 40th birthdays within the same month. And their anniversary. And she's like, we're not going to do it. And I said, book the cruise. Get the insurance, and then, you know, you got to just roll the dice. And I love rolling dice. I love going on cruises just for that reason. Oh, yeah. So we'll keep an eye on it for you, okay? Okay, Patricia, you can message me and we'll talk. And Susan Parmley, nailed it. And on that note, 9:21, I got to get ready for my forecast for WFXG. And Sean, I'll tell Cyria that you're missing her, and I will see you guys later. Check in with me on The News at 11 for the very latest, the 11 o'clock advisory on all of these 3 systems that we're watching in the tropics. And if you do have any storm reports, okay, things are dying down, but there will still be some more storms rolling on shore. Go ahead and send them to me, and we'll compile that for the National Weather Service. But so far, so good. Just, you know, kind of a stinky Labor Day, but maybe you guys got some good reading in. Good night.